Back to Romans 1:3-4. There are several apparent grounds to posit for thinking Paul actually incorporated an adoptionist creed that preceded his day, or so the argument goes.
With all due respect, I've got to speak.
Orizo can be translated as install, meaning that Jesus was made into a son of God rather than simply being publicly identified. And duname, in power, is argued to be a later Pauline addition to the creed. Therefore, adoptionism is warranted whether ek of his resurrection from the dead is to be taken as original from his resurrection, temporal since his resurrection, or even by means, by or on the grounds of his resurrection. In other words, Jesus, like many Roman emperors, had what you called an apotheosis. That is, he was treated as a celestial deity despite not having the benefaction of divine power. Well, to put it lightly, the second proposition that en duname is just a later Pauline redaction, in the words of Michael F. Bird, this is just fanciful sophistry and back-projecting assumptions of the creed and incorporating Hellenistic elements. First of all, the stark dichotomy between 1st century Second Temple Judaism and Greco-Roman culture was just simply not there. As we will see later on, monotheism in and of itself manifested very differently in ancient Israelite and Second Temple Judaism texts. There was no magic force field or council that protected the already diverse Jewish paradigms from being influenced by the outer Greco-Roman philosophy or culture. But more importantly, while it is true Paul practiced the recontextualization of the Old Testament so-called prophecies into his own culture and time period, it is dubious to suggest that Paul incorporated this adoptionist creed to his clearly incarnational theology found in Philippians 2, the Carmen Christi passage, which likely was a poetic creedal affirmation. Yes, creeds aren't in and of themselves systematic theologies, but confessional bumper stickers that you rehearse in Christian gatherings, which is precisely a great reason for thinking that Paul, out of all the possible pre-Pauline creedal lines he could have used in giving his benediction to the Romans, used an adoptionist creed completely foreign, contrary, and inadequate for promoting his unique theology. Furthermore, the parallelism of this creed, in fact it is primarily parallelism that makes biblical text creeds, lends credence to incarnational theology. Jesus being appointed the Son of God, now with power, is paralleled side to side with Son of David, which was a title that referred to the messianic expectations of Israel, that a predestined, not spontaneously created, but predestined Messiah would be appointed by nature of his natural blood and lineage. Likewise, Justin Martyr compares Jesus to celestial deities. He doesn't say, just as you Romans have deified emperors called sons of God who aren't really divine, so too we have a son of God who is appointed, like Jesus. But rather he says that just as you Romans have myths of celestial sons of gods, like Hercules or sons of Jupiter, that are worshipped in the heavenly realm, so we too have one Son of God, Jesus. Paul's Son of God and Son of David are not antithetical, but provides a narrative progression from the messianic mission in human weakness to being empowered in his immortal status. The Son of God, not a normal Son of God in the Jewish understanding, but the one and only begotten Son of God, was a significant claim, not only to Second Temple Jews, but to citizens that were constantly immersed in Greco-Roman culture. It was a profound and important Christological title that, according to the Gospel of Barnabas and the Gospel of Thomas, is more comprehensive of Jesus' nature than, say, the Son of Man title, or the Son of David title, righteous angel, wise philosopher, etc. Those types of somewhat high but not exactly low Christologies.